Hi everyone, today we're going to review some of the tools used in Notability. So the first thing we need to do is click on the Notability app and open a note. So once you select your note, I'm just going to go to the bottom of this one. There's a variety of different tools you can use. The first tool we're going to go over is the text tool or the typing tool, which is the T right here. So once you click on it, it will be highlighted a light blue. This allows you to click on the screen and then a box will pop up, which means you can type in it. Okay, so you can change the size of the text or the font and also the color. So this is a text box. Once you have the text box done and you've typed everything, you can move your text by grabbing on this handle at the top and dragging it to your desired place. And you can also change the size of it by dragging on the blue boxes on the corners. So that is a text box. That one appeared in an actual box because this page of the document was imported from Schoology or email. But if you create your own note, it might just show up as a little cursor, but you can still type here. So this is a new page that I added to the document. So sometimes it'll be a box if you're working in a document that you've imported from Schoology, like on this page, if I click, it's a box. But on this page that I added, if I click, it's just a cursor. And it's just a regular keyboard. You can still change the color and everything like that as well. Okay, the next tool we're going to use is the pencil, which is located here next to the text tool. So we're going to click once on the pencil, and this just activates the pencil to work. To change the color or the size of the pencil, we need to click again, change the color, and then you can change the size as well. So this is the pencil. That's how you can write things with your finger or your stylus. But sometimes it's a little bit hard to write something that needs to fit in a certain size box. So down here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a magnifying glass icon with a plus sign in it. So if you click on that, this box will appear. And you can drag this around, and then it allows you to write in here, but still have it show up on the page. So you can change the thickness of your pen down here as well, or the color. It's just a little bit easier to write in here sometimes. I personally prefer to write down here. And then you can drag it across to continue to write. To close out of this, you just click on these three lines over here and then they disappear, the box. The next tool is the highlighter or the marker. So we're going to click on that. The same with the pencil. You can click on it once to change the color and then click on it again to change the size. So we'll change the color and change the thickness of the pen. So the highlighter can be used to highlight things that you have written, things that have been typed, or things that have previously existed in the document. So that's the highlighting tool or the marker. You can also use the magnifying glass to access with the highlighter as well. The next tool is the eraser. When you highlight it, it turns blue also. And there's two different kinds of erasers. There's the whole eraser and the partial eraser. You can also change the size of the eraser by clicking on it as well. First, we're going to learn about the whole eraser, which is what most people typically use. So for the whole eraser, you just have to touch one part. We'll change the thickness. One part of the writing or the drawing or whatever you've done, and it will erase it. So if I just drag the whole eraser through, everything that it touched will be erased. But if you do the partial eraser, you can erase it as much or as little as you want to. So you can erase parts like this. So this takes a little bit longer, but sometimes you only need a little bit to be erased. The eraser only will erase things that you have written or drawn with the marker or the pencil. It won't erase any text that you have typed or things that were already existing in the document. So if I go over here, it's only erasing the highlighter. It's not erasing what I have typed. Okay. The next tool is the scissors, and the scissors are very useful if you are making the same picture a couple of times, or if you wrote something in the wrong place and you would like to move it. So we're going to make a note here. We'll write note. And then we'll zoom out. Then we'll click on the scissors, which will turn blue. And then you're going to draw a circle with the scissors around what you would like to move. So once this blue line comes up around it that's moving, that means you can move it around and drag it where you want. You can also change the size. So you can make it smaller or bigger. You can make copies of it or duplicate it. You can cut it so it disappears for a bit and then you can paste it somewhere else. You can also, once you make a circle, you can convert it to text. So if you're handwriting notes but you prefer them to be typed, or you think they look better typed, you can circle around what you've written and hit convert to text. Then you'll get a conversion preview. It sometimes takes a little bit to load, but once it shows up what you have written, you can hit convert selection, and then I think it just disappeared. We'll do it again. So you circle it, click on it, convert to text, convert it, and it's okay, there it is. It's a little small, but it's up here. You can kind of see it up here. And then to touch it, you might have to use the text tool, and then you can drag the text box around. So if you're writing something and then converting it to text using the scissor tool, it becomes a text box that you can use also. And then the last tool is like the hand, or like it's how you navigate through the pages. So if you have the pen on, you need to use 2 fingers to move, because if you just use one, it uses whatever tool you're using. But if you use 2, you can drag through easier. But using the hand, you can just use 1 finger to navigate through your page. If you're adding your own pages to a note, or you like to add more, you click on this little square over here, and then an outline of all your pages will show up on the side. And you can bookmark different pages, or just see what page something was on and click on it and it will take you there. So it's another way to navigate. But you can also add pages in between different notes, or add pages at the bottom. And you do that by clicking on these dots in the lower left-hand corner of the page. So if you click on it, a menu will appear that says add page, cut, copy, clear page, or delete page. So if you want to add a page, you would click add page. If you want to delete a page, clear page, things like that. So if we add a page, it'll be here. But if we also click on, if we want to change the style of the page, you can click on this little settings wrench up here, and you can hit paper, and you can either put lines, dots, graph paper, different things like that. I know some people like to write on lines. So here you can see that now all of the blank pages have been changed in this document to have lines. Only the pages that I've added, not the pages that were imported before. So now you can have lines to write on, which is helpful sometimes. And you can still, all the tools work the same even if the paper has lines. Okay, here is a game. So that's one thing you can do. And then you can also search for something in your note. So if you know that there's a vocabulary word somewhere but you're not sure where, you can type it and it should find it in the document if you have typed it. It's like a little finding tool. So that's how you access that. So those are some of the tools that you can use on Notability. We'll also go over how you can submit something, which is in another video, but you would click, once you're done, you click on this square, and then you can choose other apps, share notes,